Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Elmo,
And Tuna.
and this week we're going to be talking about the games in Gameweek 11. Sunday at 2:15, Sheffield United 1, Leicester City 2.
Yeah, Jose Perez opening the scoring. 2 minutes later, McBurney equalising for Sheffield United before a 90th minute winner for that man, Jamie Vardy. And definitely an improvement for Sheffield United.
Yeah, I thought they was going to get a point here. They didn't play too bad.
Now, I mean, perhaps, a bit unlucky to lose so late on. But Leicester definitely had their chances. Vardy hit the post at 0-0 as well.
Yeah,
So a bit more luck and, you're already 1-0 down. But uh, say Perez opened the scoring for Sheffield, for Leicester even. It perhaps took a bit longer than you'd expect. It was a decent ball in, which sort of headed clear. Albrighton tries to volley, it's blocked and fell to Perez at the back post, who volleyed. Harsh on Ramsdale for him to get a hand on it and react like he did, and
yeah.
almost push it over as well. But just so much power behind it from Perez.
And Perez is one of the players that hasn't really been. I don't know if he's been playing. I think this was the first game that he started in a couple of weeks, and definitely the right choice. He's a decent player. I thought that he'd do quite well when he came from Newcastle. I think he could have done better at Newcastle if he had a better team around him. So I kind of had high hopes for him at Leicester.
Yeah, like you say, he had been missing. It's his first start this season, but he's not been on the bench in 4 of the last 5
Mm.
before this. So whatever the reason was, he's clearly working towards redeeming that.
I think that was
Um,
kind of like that goal was a reward, weren't it, to Brendan Rodgers saying thank you. You put faith in me. It's time for me to pay you back.
Maybe the power behind it was him taking a bit of frustration out as well. But then 2 minutes later, there's a corner that comes in for Sheffield United. John Lundstrom, and McBurney gets up above his defender and heads home. And well, he's now matched his tally for last season, McBurney. So questions of whether there was a foul on Tielemans, but he's just not strong enough for me at all. He doesn't even attempt to jump.
No, it was pathetic. Decent goal, like I say, from McBurney. He's a name that gets talked about a lot at Sheffield United. He has some good games.
Yeah,
Um,
for me, the question about this is, and obviously I don't know Leicester's tactics and how they work on corners, but they've got 2 men at the front post, and I think it's Albrighton starts to come out to close the corner down, and Vardy leaves his station. He sort of tries to leave the box, and for me, Vardy should be going back onto the post there. And
mm,
had he gone back onto the post, he'd have been clearing that. Instead, Albrighton tries to get back, but he's too late at that point. So that wouldn't be ideal. Again, I'm not privy to their tactics and how they settle for corners, but for me, that's how it
why
should
not?
work.
Why aren't you?
I don't. Brendan just won't tell me. He says I
What
lack
have I brought you on
character.
this podcast for?
I just lack character, apparently.
Um, yeah, and to be honest with you, both teams had some chances, and I literally did think that Sheffield United were either going to get a win out of this or at least get a point.
Yeah,
I think Chris Wilder did as well because Vardy with when you give Vardy a decent ball like that and he's running onto the keeper, you know that he's going to score that goal. And a fantastic goal. And there's a couple of views on Chris Wilder where he's just like crouched down. It's the last couple of minutes of the game. You think, yes, I've got a point out of this. My season's going to start from here. And yeah, you can just see his frustration and how devastated he is.
yeah, it's sort of some sort of the manager under pressure, what you expect to see from them. Leicester did have a couple of big chances. Maddison hitting the post as well, and Ramsdale spilling across, but managing to get a fingertip to it, so Perez can't score. But like you say, fantastic ball through for Vardy from Maddison, and there's not many people in the Premier League that you'd want running onto keeper one-on-one than Jamie Vardy.
And I think he'll have liked this a little bit more than anybody else would have with him being a Chef Wednesday fan as well.
Yep,
He
I did
scored
love that.
he scored at Sheffield United last season as well, so that's 2-2 for him at Sheffield United's ground. So he definitely would have loved that.
Yeah, I mean, he managed to pick up a booking as well in this for his celebration.
That
I
was brilliant. That
don't know what that corner flag ever did to him, but
yeah, so his celebration, he ran over to the corner flag like a lot of players do and have done for years, and the amount of fans, the amount of players that have scored a goal and gone over and punched and kicked the corner flag, and he just slid in and it just
he
shattered.
butchered it. He just could have been a red card ref. Terrible.
But
But no,
no,
it sums up his joy and perhaps the relief around Leicester as well. They've not been on a fantastic run of
no,
games,
no.
and this would have been a massive 3 points, as you say, considering how long Sheffield United held them for.
Yeah, Leicester City were another team that kind of went on a decent run at the start of the season and then kind of had a few bad games, kind of dipped a little bit. Through no reason really. It wasn't like they were missing key players or anything like that. This win though kept them in the top four, the fourth with 21 points, so 3 points behind top. They're still in it. You know, 11 games gone, so it's down to anybody at the moment. But they'll definitely be happy that they're still in the top four. Sheffield United, do I really need to say where they are? It's the place that they've been pretty much all season. Rock bottom with 1 point, one draw out of the last 11 games, 10
Yeah,
losses.
and one thing I mentioned last week when talking about Leicester and Fulham's win is it's these sort of results that define safety or not, and Sheffield United just couldn't do it again. Perhaps could have nicked a point, but even that wouldn't have done much for them. They need to start winning games, and now.
Yeah. And how much longer has Chris Wilder got? You know,
Yeah,
1 point in 11 games. This has never been done. How many losses can you go and still be in a job? It doesn't matter if you did bring them up into the Premier League. It doesn't matter if you did have a good season last season. There comes a point where things need to change. I'm not putting all the blame on Chris Wilder, obviously, but it's times like this where usually it's the manager that has to take the blame, and it's him who loses his job. So I don't know much about Sheffield United's board and how long they usually give managers in these situations. You know, over the past, 5, 10 years, they've been up and down from Premier League, League One, League Two, well, Championship, League One. You know, they've been up and
yeah.
down, so I don't know how long they usually give managers, but
I mean, Chris Wilder is the guy that brought them up from League One when he took over. They were in League One. He's been there for 4.5 years now. But like you said, how much longer can they risk it? They need something to change, like I say, and now.
yeah,
I was speaking to a Sheffield United fan the other day, and he cites two things mainly as one of the biggest reasons that they're struggling this season. One is losing Henderson, obviously fantastic goalkeeper, and Ramsdale is a great goalkeeper himself, but not Henderson's level. We saw how crucial he was last season.
definitely.
And the second one was missing out on Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
And we've seen what Wilson's done this season, and it is a massive, massive loss. And when you consider that Sheffield United have only scored 5 goals this season, the joint worst in the Premier League, it just shows how much they are missing someone being clinical.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely need that. And, it might be that, it's coming up to Christmas. So do you really want to bring in a new manager with all the games that they've got coming up? Do you want to give Chris Wilder over the Christmas period and then maybe do you want to give him like a transfer kitty, transfer window and see if you can improve them that way. It's definitely. I don't know what I'd do as an owner. I don't know if I'd like give him the chance because, like I say, he's earned the respect over the last couple of years. What he's done with them, and they definitely need. It's nothing against Chris Wilder. It's not against his, his tactics or anything like that. Maybe he could bring in a couple of players and completely change it around, and they might stop up. But this is a
It's a,
job that I don't know
it's a
any
big
manager.
ask.
Is Sam Allardyce available? Is he going to come in and keep them up?
I really don't want Sam back in the Premier League.
Pulis?
But they've got Pulis. They've got a massive month coming up. Hasn't Pulis just signed for Sheffield Wednesday?
Yes.
That'd be one hell of a transfer. But yeah, massive month for Sheffield United coming up for the rest of December. And I mean, looking at their fixtures, they've got a couple of games in there that could be winnable. I mean, they play Brighton and Burnley this month, two teams that are down there with them, and two games they need wins in. You can't even get away with draws now. You need wins.
They do need them wins, and that's where they could get them. But at the same time, those teams need the wins as well. We've said how well Brighton's done this year, and they've played well in games even when they've lost. So I think that's one of those where who's the biggest fighter in those two teams? Which team has got a little bit of confidence in themselves? Sheffield United, they can't have much confidence in themselves at the moment.
But all it does take is that one win, and it can completely spark around.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they're looking at the fixtures, got Man United a couple of weeks. Imagine winning that, and how much of a boost that would give Sheffield United.
It could happen.
Going forward.
Are we at home?
But yeah, it's a mammoth task for Chris Wilder, and I'm happy to at this side instead of in his position.
Thanks for watching our videos. Hope you've enjoyed them. Please subscribe if you want to watch the rest of our season, where we'll be bringing you all the matches, our predictions, and plenty of other things surrounded around football. Please follow us on our socials. They're all down below as well. We've got our own YouTube channels as well. Please go and check them out. Plenty of different kind of content across all them as well. I've been Elmo.
I've been Tuna.
Take care.